I am Dr. Sharon co-medical director at People's Clinic. So just to summarize, I agree definitely with what everyone has said. I am on board with that. People's Clinic is on board with that. To kind of sum up, one of the things that we have really focused on at our clinic is really talking about the mental health of people as you go through a pandemic. A lot of people don't really discuss this, and I think it's very important. So when something out of the ordinary happens, in this case, it's a pandemic, things are unsettling. They're outside the norm. And so people walk around and they feel unsettled. They don't feel normal. And as you feel unsettled, that little hair on the back of your head starts to go up, where you feel like you're constantly trying to swallow the panic that you feel. And so the unsettling feeling that you feel is normal. So just realize that. And this too shall pass. This virus will run its course. We will get through this. And if we all work together, we will limit the severity of the virus. And that's what we're all trying to do. So the less panic, the better we are in order to help the majority of people that we need to help. So the unsettling feeling that you feel is normal. It can be exacerbated when somebody feels panic, and that's what happens when you go to Walmart, and then all of a sudden somebody's buying toilet paper more than what they could use in 6 months. And so when you see somebody start to do that, inside you start to panic. You start to think, what do they know that I don't know? Oh my gosh, there goes all the toilet paper. I've got plenty of toilet paper, but I better get me another toilet paper. That's what your brain starts to do, okay? Toilet paper, canned goods. Production, it's all going to come. It's coming. Do not panic. Take a deep breath. We are going to be okay. So, ways to fight your anxiety. Number one, be careful with always looking on social media. When this comes at you 24/7, your brain does not get a reprieve. It's good to get information. Go to accurate sources. Black Hawk County has a website, beautiful, gives you accurate information, which is important. The CDC has accurate information, which is important. Social media does not have accurate information. So beware. So what you're going to see too is on the news. When I watch the news, 95% of what I watched last night had something to do with the COVID virus. That was the first story. It was the second story. It was the third story. Thank God for the weather, because last night nothing was said about the COVID virus, so I felt a little reprieve until we got to the sports, which had something to do with the COVID virus, and the follow-up was the COVID virus. So for 30 minutes, I got to listen to that. Then I got to turn it off. Now's a good time. Get a big old bag of popcorn, turn on an old movie. Get yourself away from the media then. And that will help with your anxiety. Get enough sleep, that's very important. Eat healthy, fruits and vegetables, lots of antioxidants, that helps your immune system. Exercise. You can stay 6 foot away and exercise from a lot of people. Trust me, that little COVID virus is out there, it's not pounding the pavement, so you can get out there, do some walking, get some fresh air, and get that exercise to help your immune system. So that is what I task you today. Exercise, sleep, and eat healthy. We will get through this. So I think the biggest new in a pandemic is, we talk about it at our office all the time. I had my provider call in this morning. She had a little bit of a scratchy throat and just a mild cough. She didn't have a fever. And so normally it's like, I have a little bit. I think I can work through this. She would normally come. Normally wouldn't even make the phone call. But now you're kind of in a cycle where you're being extra cautious. So mild symptoms, I want my provider to stay at home. I want my staff to stay at home. Let's be extra cautious right now. Give yourself a break so you can get better. So God forbid if I need all my providers because we have a run of truly, really sick people, then they're available. So I can tell you we've had kind of that shift in trying to talk to our staff about, because these are everyday illnesses. So we get them all the time. There's lots of viruses out there. It's just this is a new one, and new ones when they come through, nobody's immune, and so that's why you see this big peak of a lot of people getting sick with that. And so the other thing I always say, because my staff is asking too, everybody wants to be tested. I would just feel better if I'm tested. Testing does not cure the disease, okay? Testing is not going to change treatment. The treatment is the same. Go home, isolate yourself, get a lot of sleep, eat the chicken noodle soup, Tylenol for the achiness. Isolate yourself from your family members so hopefully you don't spread it. If somebody is sick at home, clean a little bit more often those countertops. So that's the recommendation, but those recommendations will not change whether you're tested or not, because that is the recommendations for all viruses that you get. So just remember that. There's no reason to feel like you got to run out and get tested. There's no testing kits. What do we do? Well, we're telling you what to do, okay?